In the previous episode, we started off with the Zerg campaign in StarCraft Remastered, and we met none other than the Overmind himself. Now, the Overmind gave us an assignment, a special assignment at that, to take care of a Chrysalis. And during the second episode, we traveled through warp space and made our way to Char. With the Protoss forces beaten and scattered, the Overmind has withdrawn the swarms to the remote ash world of Char. The new Dominion, primary hive cluster on the planet Char.
Behold the power of that which is yet unborn. For the swirling images that flow forth from the Chrysalis are only a shadow of the sleeper's true power.
The psionic emanations of the Chrysalis have reached out into the depths of space and lured our enemies to us. Even now, we are aware of their plans.
All squadrons close formation. Scan for hostiles. Emperor Arcturus believes that there's Zerg out here, so it's our job to flush them out. I don't want any slip-ups this time. We'll show these critters that they can't run from the Terran base.
Engage the Terran forces with care. Your priority is to protect the Chrysalis at all costs.
Alrighty, so apparently Duke is trying to make his way to Char. Well, we can't let that happen. We need to protect the Chrysalis and eliminate the Terran presence. I can most definitely do that. Let's get started. Here we are. Well, first off, gonna need a whole bunch of workers. I think that's probably a good idea. Just because workers are pretty powerful, believe it or not, even though they may not be the most exciting subject. Got a bunch of overlords hanging around. They're always screaming when you select them in StarCraft 1. Don't really know exactly why. They always sound a little bit upset. But anyways, what's that? Ooh, a mature Chrysalis. I was gonna say, what is that thing right there? We got a bunch of spore crawlers hanging close to it as well, which I'm gonna assume is apparently a necessity then. The way, by the way, the minerals are laid down on this match as well as the Vespian Geyser seems to be a little bit more efficient. Anyway, for now, I'll just get started right here by making a ton of workers. We'll try and really increase our drone count, and we'll do a little bit of scouting with the Mutalisk that I've got. Now, in the previous missions, of course, I've been focusing on a ton of Hydralisk play. Made a lot of Zerglings as well. I'm feeling like I should primarily focus on the Mutalisk this time around. Just a single Marine. Oh, yeah, yes. Mutalisk, of course, in this game are absolutely incredible. They're quite a bit different, actually, than the StarCraft 2 ones. They seem a lot more powerful if microed well, although I'm assuming I'm still gonna need Zerglings as well to support this, because otherwise it's gonna be very tricky. But of course, Mutalisk Zergling, still one of the classic compositions in the game. Always one of those things that you can win games with if you are microing it correctly. There seems to be a lot like more value, I guess, that you can get out of a Mutalisk in this game than you can in StarCraft 2. There's a lot more micro possibilities. In particular, when you like, for example, right now, I can't easily group these things up together. But if you put an Overlord in this same control group, all of a sudden they want to stack up, which is pretty cool. And you can do some crazy micro tricks with it, because obviously the target firing and everything gets a little bit more complicated with it. Let's see. How many workers do you think I'm going to have to put on gas here? I'm thinking about 4. We are going to need quite a few drones here, though. I want to have about 4 on gas, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe about 10 or so. I'm guessing about 10 or so on minerals. So that is 6 right now. A couple more. Yeah, right now there's a small pause before he gets into the gas geyser, which means that it's an efficient kind of mine. Perfect. So let's get started. I think I want to make sure that I get myself a lair den, as well as a lair den. And then also eventually get myself a Spire out. Spire, of course, takes about 2.5 years to finish. Takes a little bit of time. In the meantime, I think I also want to get myself an evolution chamber. Maybe even 2 evolution chambers, because I feel like if we're gonna make a bunch of Zerglings, we're better off making sure that we've got the economy for it. And I think for now, actually, considering there's an expansion rather nearby, I'll just focus on 1 evo chamber instead and expand towards this base. In particular, they're gonna try and attack me. Perfect. Alrighty, let's go ahead and, well, you can first off return resources, that's fine. Let's go ahead and start up another expansion. I quite like this, though. The game is subtly giving us a hint that we should really consider getting an expansion just by judging the minimap. There's been a few maps like this as well where we... oh, I already sent one, apparently. But there's been a few maps like this as well where the bases are remotely nearby. But at least this one seems to be one that's actually worth taking. Although, apparently... This one actually... Is that a second gas? Wait, hold up. No. I thought for a second that was a second extractor right there that we could place down, but not going to be the case. It is rather far away, though, from the expansion. Let's go ahead and get started right here with an Overlord. Then we'll get started with the Spire, and I think afterwards we'll also focus on getting ourselves the +1 attack upgrade. So really playing it safe. Upgrades, of course, not to be underestimated. Very powerful. So let's get started with the Spire here next. I quite like the fact that you don't need nearly as many gases, or not nearly as many drones, I suppose, like in general in StarCraft 1, compared to StarCraft 2. Like in StarCraft 2, oftentimes you're looking at like 80 workers, which seems absolutely unheard of in this game. Like there's a lot more room, I feel like, for strategy rather than economy, I guess. I mean, macro and you know, focusing on proper macro is still going to be extremely important. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's at least a little bit more room to, you know, potentially obtain a victory as well by just simply making smart choices. If you manage to spend your money, and you make a suitable amount of workers, and you play a little bit smarter than your opponent, there's oftentimes a good chance that you can actually win. At the very least in the multiplayer. Anyway, I feel like I've got enough workers there. Time to do the same thing right now for our naturals. I've already started building up the first worker there. Let's start up the metabolic boost upgrade, which is Zergling speed. We're getting +1, and I think this would also be a decent time for us to go ahead and get the second evolution chamber. Just because Zerglings with upgrades are incredible. I don't know if we can tech up to a hive yet. No, it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. But that's okay. You guys get to mining. I said I wanted about 10, so let's stick to that number and select some workers to go over in this direction as well. And of course that means that we want to get our a second gas here in just a little bit as well. Just because getting that is going to help us out quite a bit if we plan on making more than just Formulaisk. Very good. I'm not entirely sure what upgrades we're supposed to focus on with Mutas, but I'm assuming I'm just going to go attack here. And let's go ahead and get started with the +1 carapace here too. So the mature Chrysalis, it's actually looking a lot bigger already. Now, I actually don't know what's up with the Chrysalis. I can make guesses. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna assume that they found something special in one of the Terran worlds. Man, the scroll speed is so fast. I think we're gonna find out soon what's actually in there. I actually have to be careful that I don't, like, die here. Although there are only two Marines. So as long as we take those out, we should be okay. Although I feel like that's the last of my Hydralisk. Obviously the bounces are still very important. Let's go ahead and get an assimilator started here in the natural expansion too. And maybe I should consider getting another base out as well, just in case. So I can continue spending my resources. I think I'm gonna need one shortly anyway, but for now I guess we can make a couple more drones. I've got a handful of Zerglings, but let's do a little bit of exploration here with the Mutalisk instead. Just so we've got a rough understanding. So right now I've got 1, 2, and 3 dedicated to our units, 4 and 5 to our hatcheries, and I think very shortly I'm gonna add on hotkey 6 too. Now look at this planet, by the way. This is Char. Char is well known to be the home planet of the Zerg. I don't think it is just yet. I guess that would be a minor spoiler then, huh? Although I'm making guesstimations. I'm not entirely sure what the story here is. A lot of these Rachnosaurs everywhere, though. Ooh. A bunch of Marines in that one. Okay. Let's saturate this gas geyser. I think it's going to be about 3 workers. And we got ourselves the amount of drones now really that we are gonna need, I think. We could add on a couple more if I really wanted to, but I think we got roughly the amount of workers that we're looking for. I've got a full control group worth of Mutalisk, which is very nice. I can start a +2 attack, and I'm gonna start making a proper amount of mutas at this point. I feel like this is the moment where we're gonna start a proper amount of Zerglings, rather. So I start up a couple of Overlords. I don't think we should kill the Rachnosaurs, by the way. I've seen a couple of people comment that I should really consider taking out the critters. Maybe I can click on them. Maybe they will explode, just like the sheep in StarCraft or in Warcraft 3. But I'm not gonna kill them. It is well known in StarCraft that if you kill the critters on the map, that will give you bad luck. By the way, a lot of you like suggested as well that I should go ahead and enable like radio-free Zerg or something along those lines. It sounded to me like a cheat code, and I really don't want to play with cheats. So I think I'm gonna refrain from doing any of that, but thanks for the recommendations either way. Anyway, I got a full bunch of control groups now. Let's get moving. Let's see what we can do. Can my Zerglings even make it across? I think I can. Perfect. Trying to get out the siege tank there. Very good. Oh man, my Zerglings just died. Can you guys kill that, please? Missile turrets are kind of terrifying in this game. I gotta really work on my muta micro, so if there's one way I can easily do that, it's gonna be the multiplayer, of course. Although spending your money with Zerg is not easy, by the way. It takes a lot of time to get used to. I've been playing for quite a few hours already. Does not go nearly as easily as it is in StarCraft 1. Or in StarCraft 2, rather. Right now, for example, I'm flowing a lot of gas. I can't quite go up to, like, Devilers or Ultralisk just yet. Which would be pretty cool, but it's not gonna happen. I guess you can be hotkey number 7. Okay, so now I got 2 control groups worth of Zerglings. I'm making a lot more. Let's go ahead and send the Lings up. Actually, is this even worth it? Like killing a missile turret like that? I don't know. There's a lot of them here. That was not worth it at all, Lowko. My units just got absolutely slaughtered. We could also just push here on the right-hand side of the map first. Although I'm assuming I'm kind of forced to take down all of it. So maybe I should just get more mutas and take down the missile turrets one by one and go from there. Because obviously we are going up against a computer here. I'm not sure how much time they're going to spend on rebuilding those things. Although interestingly enough, the AI in this game is actually really good. Like there's no like selection of difficulty. But the AI in the game is actually really legitimately good. Alright, so I got a full control group of mutas once again. Let's group them all up together. Let's see if I can kill another missile turret. Because if I kill the missile turrets, it's going to be pretty straightforward to kill the rest as well. I'm not sure how you're supposed to micro against this sort of stuff, by the way. Ooh. Can I kill raids easily? Well, not much more anti-air than that. Okay. Let's get some more mutas. Getting a full control group once more. Let's go ahead and see if we can take this one out. So this is the range about these things, right? They have a lot of range to attack with. I think I'm supposed to like dart back and forth when I fight this. I mean, that's what I see a lot of pro gamers do. They seem to like walk around in like reasonably small groups. Of sometimes even multiple hotkeys worth of mutas, although it seems like 12 is kind of the sweet spot because you can do a lot of work with that. But once we take care of these siege tanks, we should have a pretty good time at killing the remainder of the units as well, just because my Zerglings can then make their way up the ramp. Okay. But for example, these games or these units are way stronger against like, mutas are way stronger against, like, marines and stuff in this game. It's definitely not as bad as it is in StarCraft 2, where sometimes you may just accidentally lose the game because you happen to move across with a bunch of mutas and they happen to fly over a bunch of these other units and then you just sort of die. Like, well, okay. That was unfortunate. Although missile turrets seem quite a bit stronger. Okay. Well, we are taking them out, slowly. But surely. Hey, bunch of dropships. We're eliminating this, the Terran here eventually, right? So this is one of those things. So for example, I can technically speaking like micro in between them. Like with proper target firing, you should be able to take out Marines reasonably easily. Because they keep retargeting the other units, right? That they're trying to kill. I don't know though. Are these kind of engagements worth it? I mean, in a multiplayer it probably is, but it's rather tricky to give you like an exact indication of how well the engagements are going. Just because of the fact that your units clump up and you can't really see how many you're losing either. I found it true to be the other way around, or I found it to be true as well the other way around. When you play Terran and you're going up against a Zerg player, it's really hard to say how many you've actually just killed. Like how many mutas, or rather, if you play Terran and you go up against a Zerg player, you can't really tell if you're doing a great job or whether or not you're actually losing the engagement. Okay. Setting my rally point here across the map. So hopefully we're gonna get a bunch of these swarmlings to move across. And we're starting to take care of the first major buildings here. I guess I can let the Zerglings do that now. Yeah. 12 mutas is a very menacing force. Okay, let's target fire those down. There we go. There we go. Alright, you guys, attack move. You guys, attack move. Keep sending units across here. Some cheeky dropship micro here by the AI. What a beast. But at this point, we're flooding the map with more and more units, and we're overwhelming the Terran player. And this is another thing that I really like. I feel a lot more like I'm actually like swarming my opponent in StarCraft 1 than I do in StarCraft 2. I mean, don't get me wrong. It almost sounds like I'm like, bad-mouthing StarCraft 2, and that's most definitely not true. I love like the way that StarCraft 2 works out. But this game feels a lot more bare bones, I guess, in the sense that the focus is a lot more on like the core units that, like, it's true for like all of them, right?
Hold, Cerebrate. Do not pursue them.
Okay.
Cerebrate, you must stay and relocate the Chrysalis to a more secure location. Dagoth shall deal with the remaining Terran forces.
Cool. I can do that. But just to finish my thought, right? I feel like this game is a lot more like focused on the core units. Like the Zergling, like the Mutalisk, like the Hydralisk, like the Ultralisk, or for Protoss and Terran, I guess you got like the Zealot, which is really good. The Marine, like all these base units, they're really powerful. And I feel like in StarCraft 2 there's a lot more focus on like spellcasters, which most definitely has got his own charm as well. Not to say that spellcasters in this game is are weak either though. It's time for the next mission, Agent of the Swarm. Once again on the primary hive cluster, Char.
Be warned. While Dagoth is occupied with the forces of the Dominion, the emanations of the Chrysalis have called even more of our enemies to Char.
These too shall be eradicated by your hand, Cerebrate, for you grow more cunning with each passing battle. Indeed, you are a testament to my will and the fury of the Swarm. Yet first must you stay your wrath and watch over the Chrysalis a while longer, for the very hour of the Sleeper's rebirth is at hand. and soon my greatest creation shall be loosed.
Guess we can do one more mission, huh? Protect the Chrysalis until it is ready to hatch. We already got a sneak peek just now. Oh, look at that. We got Zerg Queens. Alright, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can try and do that. 10 minutes. I'm not entirely sure how Queens work, by the way. So I got Parasite, which I think I can cast on enemy units. Then we got... What's this?
Alright.
Oh, Raynor.
Crews, stay frosty and keep your eyes peeled for our target. Remember, not only are we up against the Zerg here, but our old pal General Duke may be creeping around too. Let's hope this trip wasn't a big mistake.
Alright, so we got the Parasite, which I believe I can cast on other, you know, things. On other, like, enemy units. And, like, cause parasites in them. Then we got Spawn Brootlings, Evolve at the Queen's Nest. And we got Ensnare, that we can also evolve. You know what? If we gotta, like, protect the Chrysalis, should I just not, like, focus on a ton of static defense? I mean, if there's one thing that I found out in StarCraft 1 so far, it's that static defense is amazing. Like, static defense, unlike the ones in StarCraft 2, like, I mean, once again, we're doing a lot of comparisons here. But, like, StarCraft 1's static defense is incredible. Just because the pathing in the game can be a little dumb, to say the least. I feel like if we focus on static defense here primarily, we're gonna be in a great spot. Let's see if we can do that. Because that way we don't have to, like, you know, we don't have to spend money on defenses. We don't have to spend money on a whole lot, really. We just focus on static defense, and we're gonna be just fine. Let's get ourselves a spawning pool, though, so I can actually start up my Sunkens. Oh, there's another Marine right there, hiding by that, Oh, alright. So, I should probably try out how this works. So, we can also invest a Terran command center. And I'll be the first to admit that I've never done that before. Should I try? Hello? Do you have units in you? No? Okay, good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in there, though. So, Queens, by the way, in this game do fly. A little bit different than the StarCraft 2 ones. You think I can get in there? I mean, they do have a command center up there. Hold up, hold up. I'm gonna save real quick. You think I can get in there? Oh, you must target severely damaged Terran command centers. Okay, fine. Can't quite do that. That is unfortunate. Let's get this one queen back, though, because I would like to see what exactly Parasite does as well. So we got the spawning pool done, which means I can now morph in sunken colonies. Now, sunken colonies, I mean, they're incredible. I pointed it out already. They're really good. I think that's what we're going to focus on primarily. I don't know if I'm going to need any spore colonies, which I think I may need. Now, one important thing to keep in mind is that I cannot uproot these things. So I can't actually move them around. Oh, my Zerglings can walk on lava? The floor is lava? Get off of it, dude. Crazy. Anyway, let's get some Sunkens going. And I guess if we just put Sunkens all around our base, I don't think we're gonna be able to fight the Chrysalis. I mean, 5 minutes is not a long time. 5 minutes and 50 seconds for that matter, but like, it's not a long time. I've got a Zergling scouting up here too. Can they walk up and down here? No. So really, like, most enemies are gonna push through this area over here. Okay. How do I cast that? There you go. I put a parasite in your ass. What do you think about that? Not a whole lot. He died. He didn't really think a whole lot of it. Or he didn't really think a whole lot of it, but... I guess if we're gonna build an Evo chamber just to get a spore, I may as well use it in a way that I'm blocking the enemy units from, like, pathing closer towards these, you know, these Sunkens. I can't, like, spend all of my drones, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need, you know, about a couple more. Sunkens are not that expensive either. Only 50 additional minerals after getting the creep colony, which is, you know, reasonable. 4 minutes remaining. Let's get a spore colony on this one instead, and then another sunken over here. There are a bunch of spores already, like, hidden over this area. There we go. Do you think this is a good idea? Maybe it's gonna be terrible. Maybe, like, my next assignment is to eliminate the Terran base. But I'm pretty sure my assignment says clearly protect the Chrysalis until it's ready to hatch. Right? I hope so. And the last couple of seconds. Here we go.
Arise, my daughter. Arise, Kerrigan.
By your will, Father, I live to serve. Let all who oppose the Overmind feel the wrath of the Swarm.
Oh, man.
Well done, Cerebrit. What I have wrought this day shall be the undoing of my enemies. Let not a Terran survive.
There she is.
Mother of God. Kerrigan, what have they done to you?
Infest or destroy Raynor's command center, and Kerrigan must survive. We are most definitely gonna infest that command center. Oh man, there she is. Infested Kerrigan. That is so cool. So I know roughly the story, right? But I didn't know precisely how it went down. Alright, how powerful do you think she is? Oh, she's gonna be pretty strong. Maybe not the most powerful unit that we've got, but she's gonna be pretty strong. She's got 2 skills, or actually, she got 3 skills. Consume. Can you consume units? Do you get like energy just like Defilers? Yes, she does. Precisely like Defilers. Okay. She can cloak? I guess she's still a ghost, alright. And then she can ensnare units as well. That's insane. Alright, we are gonna infest the command center this game. So what I need to do is bring it down to low HP and then use the queen that we've got. So queen, you hang out here for a little while. I'm gonna build up a bunch of Hydralisk. And then I think it's time for us to start attacking that Terran base. I'm really excited for this. Alrighty, so I finished up the ranged upgrade on the Hydralisk. I've also finished up the +1 attack upgrade right here, which is now done. And we are getting the speed upgrade at this point. Now, I've got 1 control group worth of Hydralisk and Kerrigan as well. There she is. Infested Kerrigan, so cool. As well as a second control group that is currently forming. So I think once this upgrade is done, which is right about right now, we're gonna start making a push for it. Gotta be careful here that I don't overdo it and accidentally kill everything. I want to make sure that I infest that base. Although, how do I even get there? How are we gonna go there, Kerrigan? Show us the way. How did they get here? How did it get over here? Am I forced to drop units? Yes, Cerebrit. Oh, okay. I guess I'm on a little island. I did not realize that. That's why we saw so many dropships. Okay, then. That means that before we can go anywhere, I'm gonna have to get Ventral Sacs here, which is a very gas-heavy upgrade. As well as Pneumatized Carapace. So, never mind. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna... I thought I could just march over there, but I'm gonna have to do these researches. Alright, so Pneumatized Carapace is done, which is Overlord speed. Just scouting ahead a little with an Overlord to try and figure out exactly what's up. I think I probably could have just gone for, I don't think it's gonna do anything. I could have... Oh, man. There's so many missile turrets everywhere. I could have probably just gone for a bunch of Mutalisk again, which I'm assuming would have worked out really well. So there's a small island over there in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm not sure what's up with that. I think we may just be better off just suiciding in a bunch of, like, empty Overlords here first as well. So I'm getting some excess Overlords. But we'll just put a bunch of empty Overlords in the front and then put the ones full of units in the back. I've committed too much already into this strategy right now to give it up at this point. Alright, here we go. We got a second full control group right here. I don't know exactly how many Overlords I'm gonna need even. Let's make some more Overlords just in case. I want to make sure that I load up all of my units, but I need to make sure that they actually land as well before the missile turrets shoot them all down. Alright, how's Ventral Sacs going along? There we go. Come on! How many units can go in there? Quite a few. Wait, a Queen of Blades is a tiny unit? Fascinating. Okay, you guys are full of units. You guys are full of units. Pretty much all of you. Okay, are you guys still all empty? I think most of you are. I need at least, I think at least about 2. I don't actually know even how to, like, properly unload all units in this game. Okay, do you fit anywhere, Hydralisk? Doesn't look like it. I know I've done this before, where it just doesn't really work out very well. Anyway, there's a bunch of Zerglings underneath here, too. These are the two empty overlords here at the front. The other ones are pretty much all full of units. Let's make sure we're safe. Because I can imagine this goes one of two ways. Either it's going to be glorious and I'm going to look fabulous and it's going to be amazing. Or I will accidentally end up losing everyone. Because of a bunch of missile turrets. Let's put you guys in the back. There we go, here we go. Yeah, eat them. Eat those shots. That's it. Unload! Unload all the things! Ah, that's pretty good, right? That seems pretty good, at least. Where's Kerrigan at, though? I don't even know. Where'd she go? Oh, she's right there. She's in the front, murdering people. Good job, Kerrigan. Alright, this is the main command center one. The one that we are worried for. Let's bring the queen in. I need you guys to this is Raynor's command center, right? This is another one. We don't care about this one. We wanna infest the other. Bring in the queen. How much? Oh.
Sarah, is that really you?
To an extent. I'm far more than I once was, Jim. You shouldn't have come here.
He's currently huddled up in his command center.
I dreamed you were still alive, that somehow you were calling to me.
I was. While I was in the Chrysalis, I instinctively reached out to you and Arcturus telepathically. Apparently, Arcturus sent Duke here to reclaim me. But that was then, Jim. I'm one of the Zerg now, and I like what I am. You can't imagine how this feels.
So, what? Are you gonna kill me now, darling?
It is certainly within my power, but you're not a threat to me, Jim. Be smart. Leave here now and never seek to confront the Zerg again.
Doesn't look like I have much choice.
Can I infest this command? No! I didn't want... I wanted to infest the command center. I guess it didn't really matter which of the command centers I infested, huh? I assumed it had to be the main one, but no, not quite the case. Okay, you guys, drop off all your stuff here. We're gonna get the queen in, we're gonna get the queen in early. Get you guys dropped off. Drop all your things. There you go. Be a good overlord. Perfect. Alright. I'm gonna need you to invest the command. No. Alright, Kerrigan, stay right there. I want you to stay in the back. Go ahead. I'll take that siege tank if you need to, but I want you to stay right there. No. Kerrigan, stop. Alright, perfect. You guys fight. Very nice. And now we're gonna get this dude in. Where are you? I want to know what it looks like to invest a command center. Okay, here we go. Don't attack it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. No, 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 no. Guys, stop. Just hang out in the corner. Go attack a starport or whatever. Infest Terran command center. Oh no. It needs to be more hurt. How far does it need to go? Alright. Can you go already? How long does this take? Hey, it's doing something. Woo! I can make infested Terrans now. Nice. Anyway, with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you watch this and for some odd reason you aren't subscribed just yet, there's a subscribe button right below the video. Make sure to click it so you get a notification as soon as the next video goes live. And other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I'll see you in the next one.